My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Butterfly Kisses. And I knew almost nothing about this movie when I started it. I do know it has its fans, but it's still not widely talked about or even seen. Like, it's a very small movie, but it's a hidden gem. I actually quite liked this movie. It's not perfect, but it's one you should definitely watch. So let's begin talking about what kind of movie this is, because it's not just a found footage movie. It approaches this story in a documentary format, and I think that worked perfect for this movie. It allows it so the exposition isn't blatant and it doesn't take us out of the movie. It just comes genuine to this kind of storytelling. And this movie really needed that. And on top of that, this movie just has you analyzing every frame, trying to figure out if you can see something or not, if it's just a camera glitch, if that black thing in the distance is actually something. Like, it's a movie that got me just invested, and I was just looking for something all the time. And when the movie does draw attention to it, you just naturally get goosebumps. It's just great. I love that aspect of this movie. And not only is it a documentary film approach at times, but it's a documentary film within a documentary film. And I thought that was really smartly utilized. Some of the grainy footage I thought added plenty of personality to this movie and also allowed it to make your doubts all the more reasonable. Like, is that actually something or is it just some grainy footage? Sometimes you don't know, and I love that about this movie. The entire idea of Peeping Tom, which I won't give away if you haven't seen it, is just really well thought out. Like, after this movie, it kind of surprised me to find out that it was something made up entirely for this movie. It's not based on any pre existing folklore, and the movie got me. I thought it was. It was just that well thought out and written. The movie can be very unnerving. It's got plenty of atmosphere, and I'll say it, I think this movie has one of the greatest jump scares of all time. I don't want to give anything away or when to expect it, but shit, it got me real good. And it's not cheap because it's built up to properly. And it makes perfect sense for the scene. And the note this movie ends on is quite horrific. It really got under my skin. So the direction by Eric Christopher Miles is really impressive. I think he did a real great job here. And it's a shame that we won't get any more movies from him. It's really tragic. The cast does a good enough job. They're not the standout performances you might see in a movie like The Blair Witch Project, but they do everything they need to fine enough. Um, the main character is annoying at times, which is fine. That's by design. We're not meant to fully like him or fully hate him. He's kind of in that middle range. What does kind of annoy me about this movie is that there's like a good 15 minutes where it really starts focusing on whether or not people believe it, if this is a story they should be telling, if it's actually authentic, and it focuses more on Gavin's, the main character in this movie, his character. And I kind of lost interest for a bit. Like, the Peeping Tom stuff was really great, and when the movie focused on other elements, it kind of lost me for a little bit. But yeah, that's only my real negative. But I was still quite impressed with this movie. The movie is really unique. It's really well thought out and written. It's got plenty of atmosphere, and I just found it to be an unnerving movie. I watched this movie by myself in my basement suite at nighttime, and when this movie was over, I stood up and I turned on the lights immediately. And that's how you know the movie did its job. Also, I had to turn them off and sit back down because there is a mid-credit scene that you should watch. But yeah, I definitely recommend this. In fact, the more I talk about this movie, the more I liked it. So I'll give Butterfly Kisses a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, it does lose focus for a tiny bit, but still so much to love here at the same time. But Butterfly Kisses, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.